Alright, so some terrible breaking news coming out of Europe. The US visa-free access, meaning the access on the US passport to the Schengen area, any of the EU countries, is going to be terminated. So there's no longer going to be any visa-free access for US citizens starting sometime soon. Now, I had notified my community of advanced polls and chats. And if you're not a member yet, go ahead and click the link in the description. You can join our membership on this channel. You have other advanced users sharing news updates and reacting to all the latest breaking updates on the forum. So take advantage of that. But the latest news here is that you will have to go online, you'll have to apply for a visa to be able to go to the EU. The maximum time that they're saying it could take up to 14 days. Obviously, the whole intention is to make it as fast as possible, but worst case scenario, you're looking at 14 days of wait time. What it's also going to ask you is personal questions like criminal check and all those kind of things. A lot of people don't mind that, but some people have issues with providing personal information, especially if they're just visiting a country. Americans have historically known to just pack their bags, pick their stuff, and then move to a new country, not worry about any applications and stuff like that. But now, guess what? You have to prep this ahead of time, answer criminality questions to a foreign government, and gone are the days when you had visa-free access to one of the most important regions in the world. Now, this is an explosive change. Americans, Westerners in general aren't used to this kind of visa applications. Yes, technically one can say, well, it's simple, just go and apply for an ETA, wait for the visa and then travel. But it's a mental block. You always had the privilege of traveling visa-free. You had one of the strongest passports, and now taking away that all-important privilege, meaning you're not going to be able to travel at will. You're at the mercy of approvals. If there's anything that pops up for any reason, you could be denied. It's up to them. The approval is up to them. Now, this is going to bother a lot of people. And that's where I feel EU passport is critical. I think it's more important than ever before. And when I say EU passport, there are a couple of options, right? You have the Dutch Netherlands Citizenship, one of the strongest and the best citizenships in the world. There's an easy, or rather I should say an indirect hack to getting the Dutch passport, which is through the Curaçao, the overseas territory of Curacao. Now, I have been covering the whole Portugal Golden Visa program for quite some time. It has a very flexible residency. If you have missed my coverage on the Curacao option, you can return and take a look at this video. Apart from Curacao, there's also one scenario where in Portugal, you can actually obtain a Portuguese passport with no physical residency on the ground. And yes, that's right. In approximately 3 years with no physical residency, one can actually obtain a Portuguese passport. Now, if you've missed that all-important video, you can return and take a look at this one. Again, not everyone qualifies for this one. You have to be in a certain situation. Otherwise, you have the Golden Visa, you have the D7 visa, and there are a couple of other opportunities to get the Portuguese or work towards a Portuguese passport. The option in Ireland is closed. Again, this is all strategically played out, right? So the Irish is gone. The Portuguese Golden Visa somewhat is gone now. You have the Italian option, and then you have the French option. So if you are impacted by this change and you want to initiate your EU passport for future, now is the time to wake up. Now is the time to act. Gone are the days when you relied on one single passport which gave you the world coverage and you said, well, why do I need a second passport? This is the time more than ever. You absolutely need a second passport, a third passport, a fourth passport, and as many passports as it takes to get entry into every single continent of the world. It's not about one country, it's about the world. And you should have the freedom, the privilege, and the luxury of being able to travel the world with whichever passport it takes to get there. All right, now before you go, make sure to turn on the bell notification and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn about the six ways to obtain a second passport or multiple citizenships, a lot of you guys actually don't know that there are these 6 ways. And if you haven't watched that video on all the possible ways of collecting maximum citizenships, make sure to hop onto this video. This talks about every single way. All right, catch you in this one.